I'm Sheri Beam, and I'm first. I started studying Spanish when I was in 7th grade, Spanish and music. And when I was in high school, I had decided I was going to be a bilingual secretary. That was my goal. And then I had some friends who were considering going to college. No one in my family had ever gone to college before. I never received any guidance from my parents, but it was while listening to my friends who were considering college that I thought, this is something I think I want to do. Then I decided to come here, and as I said, it was Spanish or music. I'm not sure why Spanish spoke to me, but it did, and that's how I ended up at Mansfield. I believe it was a path setter. I had an older sister who then decided to go to technical school. And I had a younger brother who I don't think he would have considered college had I not first gone to college. But I knew it was something that I had to do. I knew my grandfather had been a coal miner and he had worked hard, and both of my grandparents were immigrants, and I just decided this was something that I needed to do to show it could be done for myself and for my family. And they were just so proud. Both of them had tears in their eyes when I was graduating because they never expected it. My mom went through high school, but my dad never graduated from high school. Later on in life, he had gotten his GED, but education was just so important to him, and becoming successful, whatever it meant, was important. There are several things that I think Mansfield did for me in terms of preparing me for life, not just a career. Mansfield helped me grow up. Although I had come from a much larger city, like many other freshman students, it was a time to be on my own and make decisions. And I made good ones and I made bad ones, and they all helped me to learn something. I was a member of Delta Zeta, and it was a wonderful experience in terms of making decisions as a group. It really did help me to make some decisions where you had to be thinking of others. When I think back about graduating from Mansfield, it was at a time in history that was very different than it is today. And the idea of making a hard and fast decision never really entered my mind. My senior year, I had a plan. I was going to grad school. Less than a month before I was to go there, I called up my mom and I said, I'm not going to grad school. So for about 6 years, I taught in several different school districts. And then I decided it wasn't really what I wanted to do, and I took a year off and I went to grad school, but for something different than the original plan. Studied communications, worked part-time as a reporter, I worked part-time at a PBS station, and then something magical happened and I had an opportunity to work for NASA. And so it was a circuitous path, and a lot of it unplanned, but sometimes you don't know what your plan is going to be. You think your plan is going to be one thing, but I'm really fond of saying, man plans, God laughs.